Good morning again. Hello to First Form Latin students. I hope all is going well in your houses, that everybody is safe, well, and diligent, that you're reviewing your vocabulary every day, that you're going through all of your noun endings. By the way, some of you, and you know who you are, but this really applies to all of you. But some of you are really struggling, not struggling, but need some practice on your noun declension endings, which I believe in the last week's video, we went through all the endings. Let's just go through. I'm not going to write them on the board today. Today we're going to do a couple of verb synopses to review, but let's just go through all of them orally together. Okay. First declension. A, arum, is, as, is. Second declension. Us, o, e, orum, is, os, is. Second declension neuter. E, o, a, orum, is, a, is. Third declension. Ex, is, a, s, ebus, s, ebus. A third declension neuter. Oh, let's skip third declension neuter because it's kind of hard to do. Fourth declension. Us, ui, u, us, ebus, us, ebus. Okay, and fifth declension. S, aem, a, s, arum, abus, s, abus. If you say those out loud every day, you know, to start off, you may need to just read them out of the book. One technique, if you're struggling with one of them, one technique is to write them all out and then cover the first one, then cover the first two. Just keep saying them over and over, erasing or covering up one ending each time until you've said it 10 times and erased them all. And if you do that every day, you will know them. Pick a noun or two and decline them as well. So keep practicing that. We are up to lesson 31 this week. We're getting very, very close to being done with the book. Obviously, we only have a few weeks left of class, I think 4 weeks after this. So and we're working on verbs again. We're working on second conjugation verbs specifically. At this point, you have learned how to conjugate a second conjugation verb in the present, imperfect, and future tenses. We're going to do some sentences together. But first of all, please pause the video if you don't already have your student book and your workbook with you and something to write with. So just pause it and then come back. Good. I hope you did that. And I would like you to turn in your student books to page 77. And at the bottom of the page there, you will see it says oral drill. We're going to do the oral drill together. We're going to do all of them. This is a good review. This is good practice. So the first thing we're going to do is the ones that are in Latin, the left-hand column. I'm going to read them. If you want to think about them, you can pause the video, and then I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to walk through the answer with you. If you want to, you could pause the video and translate them all. Write it down next on a piece of paper or next to the words in the book, and then turn the video back on and see how you did. This would be a very good self-quiz to see how well you know them and what you need to work on. Okay? So, number 1 is debebat. First, I know debeo means o or ought, and bat tells me it's imperfect, and the t means he, she, or it. He, she, or it was owing. Valebo. Valeo means be well or be strong. Bo is future, and it's I. I will be well, or I will be strong. Habe bunt. Habeo means have. Bunt is future, and it's got a they ending. They will have. Prohibemus. Okay, prohibio means prevent. It's present tense because it doesn't have a bomba spot or a bobus fit. And mus means we. We prevent. Teres. Terio means frighten, like terrify. It's present tense because it doesn't have a bobus bit or a bomba spot. And S means you. You frighten. Apparabant. Appario means appear. Bont is imperfect. And the nt means they. They were appearing. Tacent or tacent. Taccio means be silent. It's present tense. And nt means they. They are silent. Monebitis. Monio means warn. Betis is future. And tis means you all. You all will warn. Debebit. Debio means owe or ought. Beat is future. And the T means he, she, or it. He, she, or it will owe. Habebant. Habio means have. Bont is imperfect. And nt means they. They were having. Okay? Now, we are going to do the second half now. We're going to do the English to the Latin. All right? I'm actually going to get the whiteboard out for this so that we can write them out. And I need the glasses. I need the glasses, people. All right. All right. The first one, I'm going to try to, okay, if I write over, I still haven't mastered this. Like, where do I need to write to make it appear? Okay. The first one says, I will warn. What is warn? Monio. What's the stem of monio? Mone. Okay. I will. How do I say I will? It's future. Bo. Mone. Bo. Number 2. You were frightening. What is the word for frighten? Terio. What's the stem for terio? Tere. You were. It's imperfect, and it's you. Bomb, bus. Tere, bus. See, these aren't hard. You have to know your vocabulary, and you have to know the endings. But if you go through it step by step methodically, it's really pretty easy. And practice makes you better and better and better. The more you do it, the better you will get. Okay, next one. They will respond. The word for respond is respondio. That one's easy. The stem is responde. And it's they will. So I need future. They. Bo bis bit. Bimus bitus bunt. Responde bunt. We are being silent. Be silent is taceo. The stem is tace. We are. It's present tense. We. O-S-T. Mus. Tace. Mus. We are silent. Erase these. Okay? Next one, you will appear. The word for appear is appario. The stem is appare. And it's you will. Future tense, you. Bo bis. Appare bis. Next up, it was preventing. Prevent is prohibio. The stem is prohibe. And it's it was. Was is imperfect, and we need it. Bom, bos, bot. Prohibe, bot. I was being silent. Be silent is tacheo. So the stem is tache. And I was. It's imperfect. I. Bomb. Tache bomb. Next up, they ought. Ought is debio. And the stem is debe. They, and it's present tense. So O-S-T, mustis, nt, debent. We appear. I already said appear is appario. The stem is appare. And it's we appear present tense. O-S-T, mus. Apparemus. This up for the last one. She has. Has is habio. Stem habe. She has, present tense, she. O-S-T. Habet. Well done. Okay. Hopefully that gives you not only some practice with your new vocabulary, but also some practice with your verb forms. Now, I'm going to just scoot myself over so that you guys can see more of the whiteboard. And we are going to do a verb synopsis together, okay? We're going to do 2 verb synopses. The first one we're going to do is voco, okay? So principal parts of voco. Voco, vocare, vocavi, vocatus. Let's remember what these things mean. Voco is just the present tense first person, I call. Vocare, the infinitive, to call. Vocavi is the first person perfect tense, I called. Vocatus is like an adjective, it simply means called. Right? Let's do first person plural, which you remember is we. And we're going to write it in the present, imperfect, future, perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect. All right, can you guys see that? Okay, yes, you can see all of them. Okay, here we go. Present tense. Voco, vocas, vocat. Vocamus, vocatus, vocant. Vocamus means we call. Do you remember what else it can mean? I'm sorry, that's crooked. We are calling. We do call. Lovely. Imperfect. It's the bomb boss bot. Vocabomb, vocabos, vocabot. Vocabomus, vocabotus, vocabont. Vocabomus. We were calling. Future. Vobis bit. Vocabo, vocabis, vocabit. Vocabimus, vocabitus, vocabunt. vocabimus. We will call. Now, in the perfect system, we have to go to the third principal part, and our stem is going to be vocav. Perfect tense is the istiate. Vocavi, vocavisti, vocavit, vocavimus, vocavistis, vocaverunt. Vocavimus. We called. We have called. We did call. Okay. Pluperfect, this is where we add the aram, eraserat. Vocaveram, vocaveras, vocaverat, vocaveramus, vocaveratus, vocaverant. So we have vocaveramus. We had called. Okay, future perfect. Vocavero, vocaveris, vocaverit, vocaverimus, vocaveritus, vocaverint. So vocaverimus. We will have called. How'd you do? We're going to get some more practice because now we're going to do the be verb, which I know is a trouble. It's just a troublesome one for some of you. So let me erase this and let's do the be verb together. Okay, here we go. What are the principal parts of the be verb? It's kind of weird. Sum, esse, fui, futurus. Which person should we do? Let's do third person plural. Third person plural. What's that? It is they. And let's do it in present, imperfect, future, perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Present tense. Sum est, sumus estis sunt. Sunt means they are. Remember, this is the be verb. There's no action. It's a linking verb. It doesn't ever take a direct object, so you'll never have accusative with the be verb. Imperfect. Eram, eras, erat. Eramus, eratus, erant. They were. Future. Ero, eris, erit. Erimus, eritus, erunt. Erunt. Since it's future, they will, well, we can't just say they will, because we would say they will happy. Remember, if you stick an adjective on the end, you'll know if you've got it. They will be. They will be happy. Okay, perfect system. We have to go to the third principal part to get our stem. Our stem is fu. Perfect tense is the istiate. Fui, fuisti, fuit, fuimus, fuistis, fuerunt. They have been. Remember, we can't just say they have. We don't say they have happy. They have been happy. Pluperfect. Fu eram, fu eras, fu erat, fu eramus, fu eratus, fu erant. They had been. Future perfect. Fu ero, fu eris, fu erit, fu erimus, fu eristis, fu erint. They will have been. Okay, how'd you do? I practice, but I hope you're all getting better and better and better at it. Let me erase this. let's do some sentences together. Let's see how you do. Oh, I need to turn my page. Gosh, I'm juggling all this stuff. My goodness. Okay, here we go. Sentences. Puella, lumen, movet. What do I always tell you? Start with the verb, right? Movio means move. It's present tense. He, she, or it moves. Is there anything in our sentence that could be the he, she, or it that could be the subject? Well, actually, there's two things. Both of these could be a subject. Girl and lamp. But do lamps move things? Not really. And Puella can't be anything except a subject. But lumen, remember, it's neuter. It could also be a direct object. So I'm thinking the girl. The girl moves the lamp. Remember I told you it can also be a direct object because it's neuter. And the nominative and accusative are the same. All right, how'd you do? I hope you can pause the video, try to translate them on your own before I walk through it with you. That would be a good exercise, and then you'll know right away whether you're right or not. Okay. Next sentence. Amicus saxum tenet. Start with the verb, tenet. Teneo means hold, and it's present tense, and it's he, she, or it. He, she, or it holds. Now we look, what could be the he, she, or it? Friend could be, and friend can't be anything else. It has to be a subject. Saxum can be a subject, but it can be a direct object, just like lumen, because it's neuter. Let's go with friend. The friend holds a rock. All right, next step. Maria equos videbit. Videbit. Video means see. Bobis bit is a future ending. He, she, or it will see. Now we need to see what could be the he, she, or it. Only Mary. Mary will see. Now, do we have a direct object? We have an accusative ending, and it's plural. Mary will see the horses. Next one. Dominus servum monebat. Moneo means worn, and bombaspat is the imperfect ending, so we use was. He, she, or it was warning. Now we look for what could be the he, she, or it. Dominus. This looks a bit like an O, but it's supposed to be a U. Okay? Dominus is nominative. The master was warning. Do we have a direct object? Yes, we do. The servant. The master was warning the servant. Okay. Erase these. All right. Ooh. Servi tacere debent. Start with debio. Debio means owe or ought, and it's present tense. They owe or they ought. Not sure which one to use yet. Let's see if there's something that could be the they. Well, this is nominative, and it's plural, so they. The slaves. Oh, I see an infinitive. Remember when it means ought? Ought to do something? The slaves ought to be silent. Did you get it? Okay. Ooh, this is a long one. Duke's bonus. I need to put these where I can see them better. Renium latum. What's my verb? Oh, cave beat. Cavio. Guard against or beware of. Vobis bit is future. He, she, or it will guard. He, she, or it will guard. Who could be doing it? Who could be our he, she, or it? Dukes. Dukes has to be a subject. That's the only form it can be. It's nominative. Is there anything that could go with dukes? Well, bonus. It is nominative and masculine and singular, so it goes with dukes. The good leader will guard. Now we need a direct object. The kingdom. What kind of kingdom? The wide or broad kingdom. The good leader will guard the wide kingdom. Bring this over here a little bit so I can see it a little better. Okay. Milites. Multi. I might use, keep looking like O's, Jay. Multi. Philios. Parvos. Terabont. Put the verb down here. Terabont. Start with the verb. Terio means frighten. And bombos is our imperfect ending. They were frightening. Now we need to look for what could be the they. We need to look for a subject, and milites can be a subject. Soldiers were frightening. Who is multi? They don't look the same, but they're both plural, nominative, and masculine, so they really do match. Many soldiers. Many soldiers were frightening. Now let's look for a direct object. Do we have a direct object anywhere? Os. That's an accusative ending. It's plural. Sons. What do we know about the sons? Parvos seems to match them. Small sons. Many soldiers were frightening the small sons. All right, another one. I know I'm giving you a lot of them, but this is when you really get the practice, because we get to practice everything we learned when we do sentences. Every single thing. Okay. Mater. Respondere. Timet. Start with the verb. Timeo means be frightened. Remember, terio means to frighten. Timeo is to be afraid or be afraid. Be frightened. It's present tense, and it's he, she, or it. He, she, or it is afraid. What could be the he, she, or it? Mater can only be a subject. The mother is afraid to answer. Remember, timeo is another one of those that can use this, what they call a complementary infinitive. Complementary because it completes the action. Is afraid to what? To answer, in this case. It completes the thought. Okay, we only have two more. Ooh, I gave you some be verb ones now. Templum. Est sanctum. Let's start with our verb, est. He, she, or it is. The temple is holy. Remember, since temple is what's being described as holy, holy needs to match temple in number and case and gender. And they do in this case. This is what we call the pattern 3 sentence. It's got a linking verb and a predicate adjective. Okay, one more sentence. Lacus est altus. We have he, she, or it is again. The lake is, do you think the lake is high or the lake is deep? I think the lake is deep. Now, they kind of look like they're exactly the same. They are. They're both masculine, and they're both singular, and they're both nominative. But they're actually, this is the us from the us, ooey, oo. And this is us, o. So technically they look the same, but they're not the same. They're different declensions. All right. That was a lot of review today. I hope that it helps you as we move along in your Latin. I hope that every time we spend time doing practice, that the next lesson gets easier for you. Okay. I would like you to get your student books now and turn to lesson 31 on page 78. And there you will see the principal parts of a second conjugation verb. Now, let's stop for a minute and review first conjugation. When we did our verb synopsis of voco, we put the principal parts up. Voco, vocari, vocavi, vocatus. Remember, those are the standard principal parts of a first conjugation verb. All of them that you've learned, except for 4 of them, let's do those. Do, dari, dedi, datus. Sto, stari, steti, status. Lavo, lavari, lavi, lautus. Uvo, uvari, uvi, utus. All the other first conjugation verbs are like voco. So porto, the principal parts are porto, portari, portavi, portatus. Laudo, laudo, laudari, laudavi, laudatus. Okay, those are the standard principal parts. Now, second conjugation also has standard principal parts. However, it has more of them that are irregular that you have to memorize. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it's true. But let's start with the standard. Monio is your example. And if you look on page 78, you will see monio, monere, monui, monitus. That's the standard principal parts of a second conjugation verb. So below, or on page, not below, on page 79, at the top of the page, you see a list of verbs, and they all have a to behind them in parentheses. The to means they have standard principal parts. Let's do them all. Monio, monere, monui, monitus. Appario, apparere, apparui, apparitus. Debio, debere, debui, debitus. Habeo, habere, habui, habitus. Prohibio, prohibere, prohibui, prohibitus. Terio, terere, teriui, teritus. Taceo, tacere, tacui, tacitus. Got it? Okay. So those are all normal, 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 normal. And then on page 79, we have the abnormal, the irregular. All right. Now, the first two, the weird thing about them is they don't have a fourth principal part. Timio, timere, timui, no fourth part. Valio, valere, valui, that's the end. So it's not weird in those 3. It just is missing a fourth principal part. Okay. Now let's look at the next 2. They're kind of irregular in the same way. Docio, docere, docui. We would expect docitus, but it's doctus. Docio, docere, docui, doctus. Tenio, tenere, tenui. We would expect tenitus, but it's tentus. Tenio, tenere, tenui, tentus. It might be easy to remember those, like doctus means qualified to teach. So a doctor, we don't call him a docitor. Doctor means someone uh, with the qualifications to teach. Tentus, think tentacles. We don't call them tenticles, okay, tentacles. So doctus tentus, right? Then the last three are irregular in a similar way also. Ardio, ardere, arsi, arsus. Now, it might help you to remember those, to remember that the crime of setting fires to things that you're not supposed to set fires to is arson. And ardio means be on fire. So ardio, ardere, arsi, arsus. Ubio, ubere, usi, usus. And monio, don't confuse this with monio. This is monio, remain. Monio, manere, mansi, mansus. Okay? They say up above, each one must be learned individually. Say each one aloud many times until you know them perfectly. This is the best advice I can give you as well. Write them out, but mostly say them. Chant them over and over and over. And if you do, I promise you, eventually when you say ardio, it'll just come out ardio, ardere, arsi, arsus. You'll just know the principal parts. Okay? This is more of a challenge. Notice that this week you have no new vocabulary. Keep reviewing vocabulary, though. Don't forget what they mean. Just because you're not giving anything new doesn't mean you don't have to work on vocabulary. But your only task this week is to memorize the principal parts. And, I don't know, half of them it looks like are just normal or regular. Our new saying consists of 3 infinitives. Docere, dilectare, movere. To teach, to delight, to move. This is the motto of Memoria Press. So if you look on the front of your book, it very likely will say at the bottom, docere, dilectare, movere. It tells you in the box on page 79 that this is also a man named Quintilian who wrote a handbook on rhetoric, on speaking. This was the goal of a speaker. He wants to teach them, delight them, and move them emotionally, move them to action. Okay? So that is your task for this week. Let's take a quick look in the workbook. Please do not worry about the questions on the top of page 161 in your workbook, but please do fill out the charts. Write out the principal parts. Remember, let's just do the top chart. It says complete the top chart for amo and the second chart for monio. So under principal parts, you're going to write out the principal parts. Amo, amari, amavi, amatus. Under the meanings, I call, to call, I called, and just called. And what are the endings? O, ari, avi, atus. I want you to do the same thing for second conjugation there. All right, we're going to do a lot of practice of our new verbs. Please, as always, you may just skip the diagramming sentences on the bottom of page 164. All right? As every week I tell you, if you have any questions, first of all, on lesson 30, if you checked it and you missed some and you don't know why you missed them, you need to call me or email me. Calling is probably better. I'll grab my book and I will explain it to you. Likewise, when you're working through lesson 31, if there's anything you don't understand, including if you just don't know what they want you to do in the workbook, I don't think there's anything like that in the workbook this week, but if it happens, pick up the phone and call me. And if I happen to be outside, I will call you back as soon as I get home. If you're more comfortable with just emailing me, that's fine, and I will get back to you. But I will be very, very happy to explain to you what you need to do. All right? I want you to make use of me. Even though we can't be together in person, at least for a while, I'm still hoping that maybe in May, but I'm not expecting it to happen this year. But take advantage of the fact that I'm just here, I'm at home, and I will be very happy to discuss any Latin questions you may have. With that, be diligent, keep reviewing. Always review, review, review. Every day, review something that you've learned previously. And I'll see you here next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.